She don't play for the Fever yet. She want to get down with the get down. She see what's going on.
In today's pro sports world, you really see two kinds of players trying to attach themselves to a once-in-a-generation superstar. First, there's the smart veteran, the enforcer type. The player who sees a real shot at a title and is willing to sacrifice personal stats to protect the franchise centerpiece no matter what. Then there's the second type, the clout chaser. The one who sees the TV ratings spike, the sold-out crowds, the social media buzz, and decides to jump in strictly to boost their own brand and bank account. Right now, the Indiana Fever are sitting right in the middle of the sports spotlight. Caitlin Clark has driven such a massive wave of attention and revenue that just about every free agent and role player in the league is trying to figure out how to land in Indiana. But while the Fever front office works to build a serious long-term contender around Clark, something interesting and possibly risky is happening online. Players are openly campaigning to join the team. They're posting photos in Fever gear. They're making it known they want in on the Caitlin Clark business. Yes, Indiana needs defensive help. That part is obvious. But they have to be careful. The wrong personality in that locker room doesn't just mess up chemistry. It can wreck an entire offensive system that's worth millions. And all of this is happening while a potential league lockout looms in the background, with NBA Commissioner Adam Silver quietly involved behind the scenes. So let's break this down. Let's look at what's really going on in free agency, and what the collective bargaining situation actually means. To understand how chaotic this Fever free agency period has gotten, look at the clip that started circulating online. A physical 6'3" defensive forward, someone who has played for teams like the Valkyries, is very publicly signaling she wants to join Indiana. This isn't a formal trade demand. It's not a subtle message from an agent. It's a player wearing team merchandise in public, clearly trying to shape the narrative. Watch what happens when the pull of the Caitlin Clark spotlight becomes too strong to ignore. Interview to
Dominoes, I don't know what it is, Scrabble, I don't know what it is, but what she got on? She got on Indiana Fever merch. She don't play for the Fever yet. She want to get down with the get down. She see what's going on.
Clearly wants in. She sees what's happening. From a pure basketball standpoint, this is the kind of physical profile the Fever could use. At 6'3", around 185 pounds, that size, athleticism, rim protection, the ability to switch defensively, and someone who can set hard screens. That's an enforcer build. Historically, elite scorers often needed that kind of presence. Jordan had tough, physical teammates who handled the dirty work. Steph Curry has had defensive anchors who managed communication and physical play. Caitlin Clark took a beating in her rookie season. She was targeted, bumped, tested constantly. Having a strong 6'3" presence who's willing to protect her and bring some physicality could absolutely help. But here's the thing, the physical tools are only part of it. Maybe 10%. The other 90% is mindset. The Fever can't just look at height and rebound numbers. They have to ask why a player wants to be in Indiana. Is it to defend, rebound, and fit into Clark's system? Or is it to increase touches, grow a personal brand, and chase spotlight moments? We've already seen what can happen when ego clashes with a superstar-centric system. When someone joins a high-profile team and immediately tries to take over as the alpha, things fall apart fast. Listen to what the Fever absolutely cannot afford to repeat.
We don't need no more of that, okay? We damn sure don't need no more Natasha Howards coming over here talking about winning MVP, trying to bring the ball up the court and not giving it.
Don't need another situation where someone comes in and disrupts the flow. This offense runs best when it's fast, spaced properly, and initiated through Caitlin Clark. When a player who's historically been a secondary option suddenly wants to dominate the ball and chase MVP headlines, the geometry of the offense changes. Spacing shrinks. Transition slows down. The pace drops. What was efficient becomes stagnant isolation basketball. That's how you lose games. That's how locker rooms split. If someone wants to join Indiana, they need to fully accept the pecking order. This is Clark's system. If a player is happy playing their role, knocking down open shots, defending hard, protecting their star teammate when things get physical, that's a great fit. But if a free agent starts talking about personal usage rates or individual awards before even signing, that's a red flag. You don't bring in someone who disrupts a healthy ecosystem. Now zoom out. Because even building the perfect roster won't matter if the league itself hits a wall. There's a major labor negotiation hanging over everything. The collective bargaining agreement is up for serious debate. The Players Association is pushing for significantly higher revenue sharing, better guarantees, and major financial changes. They believe rising ratings, especially during Clark's rookie season, give them leverage. But ownership sees it differently. And ultimately, the NBA has enormous influence here. Adam Silver recently spoke about the negotiations.
Interesting perspectives on the current state of the CBA negotiations. He thinks it's, unfortunate, as he said, where they are right now. He thinks they're getting close to the 11th hour. He has not yet set a drop-dead deadline date, and he said he's not ready.
He mentioned things are getting close to the final stretch, but didn't set a hard deadline. In plain terms, that means he's not rushing. He's observing. The NBA isn't obligated to step in and cover losses if the numbers don't make sense. The league has broader financial priorities, major media deals, expansion plans, global strategy. Some people talk about the WNBA as if it operates fully independently, but the NBA has significant ownership stake and infrastructure involvement. That matters. Here's the blunt reality about power in this situation.
People out here are a little bit confused or have lost the plot that the NBA really does call a lot of the shots, and Adam Silver could have and should have been more prevalent and vocal of a role than he has been.
The NBA holds substantial influence. Silver's role carries weight. The WNBA operates with NBA backing and ownership, media negotiations, and structural support. Behind the scenes, those financial realities shape what's possible in labor talks. Revenue splits like 50-50 sound simple in theory, but they have to align with actual league economics. If margins are tight, ownership is going to resist major structural shifts. Silver oversees a multi-billion-dollar global operation. He's thinking long-term sustainability, not one standout season. If negotiations stall, ownership has the ability to pause operations. A lockout would hurt players financially and historically. Ownership groups can often withstand those pauses longer. That's what makes this moment so ironic. On one side, you have players publicly trying to position themselves next to Caitlin Clark to secure opportunities. On the other, broader labor tensions could jeopardize the very platform they're hoping to benefit from. If talks don't move in a productive direction, there could be serious consequences: fewer games, lost revenue, and stalled momentum. So here's the big question. Should the Fever bring in these defensive players who are openly campaigning to join? Is the upside worth the chemistry risk? And on the labor side, is Adam Silver strategically staying hands-off, or just letting negotiations play out naturally? Drop your honest thoughts below. If you want real conversations about the business side of sports, the strategy, the leverage, the financial side behind the headlines, make sure you're subscribed and locked in. We're not here for surface-level takes. We're here to follow the leverage and understand what's actually happening behind the scenes. I'll see you in the next breakdown.